with Chef Rose McGuire. It's good to be back. Thanks for being here. I asked Chef Rose to come today because I wanted to talk to you guys about cauliflower, and then I know that Chef Rose can teach us one of the simplest ways to cook it. And so one of the things people don't know about cauliflower is that it is a great source of vitamin K, and it's also a good source of omega-3s, which might be surprising, which makes cauliflower a great anti-inflammatory food. It also has about a little over 3 grams of fiber per cup, and that helps with digestive system issues. So we love eating cauliflower here at the 30 Clean.
Not to mention, it's a great way to kind of start replacing those starches that you got used to in your life. So I love using the different ways to use cauliflower.
There's a couple. Some of my favorites are, I really like to fillet it and then just roast it. So you add some olive oil, stick it in the oven, roast it, it's delicious. And also doing mashed cauliflower because I find that to be super easy. One of the ways that is absolutely delicious is making it riced. I'm slightly afraid of that, so I asked Chef Rose to come and show us how easy it is.
All right, I'm gonna show you just how easy this is today.
Thank you.
We're gonna start with simple ingredients, just your cauliflower and an onion.
And I'm like, 2 ingredients.
Yep, just cauliflower, onion, and some seasoning. So I'm just gonna start with my I took this is a small onion, since I'm doing kind of a small portion here. And you don't have to do it exactly this way, but this is a great way to make your onion into small chunks, kind of even sized. We're actually just gonna really put it in the Vitamix, so they don't need to be perfect.
Great.
This is not about perfection. It's about, just wanna kind of.
Do you know that Molly wears sunglasses when she cuts her onions?
Oh, there are some cool onion goggles. You know,
I think you're gonna need those next time.
I should have brought mine. So I'm just gonna add my onion to the Vitamix.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's very roughly cut. The idea here is not perfection. Even when you see our final product, it's very rough, but you know what? It tastes great. And
I think when we can take the idea of perfection and recipes having to be perfect out of the equation, more people would be tempted to cook. So I think so. Your philosophy.
Yes, it's really about making something that tastes great to you, and it doesn't need to be exactly to somebody else's recipe or somebody else's taste. We want to follow your own taste.
And one of the good things about cauliflower, if you don't say anything, kids don't necessarily know the difference, I'm serious, between mashed cauliflower and rice cauliflower and potatoes or rice.
It's very true. It has a really interesting texture, which I think is interesting not only for adults, but also for kids. So I think the earlier you can start kids on different textured foods, that seems to be something that they will shy away from if they don't have a lot of exposure.
I agree, and that's one of the reasons we say to start your children when they eat, on real food and not always rely on baby food because it's always pureed. But if you're using regular food from home, from the table, from what your meals are, you can give them that texture and they can start playing around with it.
All right, so as you can see, I just kind of cut crossways and made some chunks of cauliflower. It's not perfect. They're all kind of different sizes.
So at this point, you don't add seasonings or anything?
No, we're gonna add seasonings when we cook.
Easy.
So I'm gonna turn on my Vitamix here.
You're so brave, you didn't even have the lid on.
And then I just sort of work it like this to make sure that all the different sized cauliflower pieces kind of get in there with the onion. And as you can see, they start to kind of get more uniform. And that's what you're looking for because they're gonna cook more the same when they're uniform cuts. So I usually only do about half temp of my Vitamix just because you don't want to completely puree them.
Okay.
All right, so that's probably good. And as you can see, that didn't take very long. Nope. So we take out our
Now at this point, if you didn't want to make the rice cauliflower today, can you save it in the freezer or the fridge? Does it?
Absolutely. You could put this in the fridge and save it for later, just so that you have fresh cauliflower rice for later on in the week.
Good.
So I'm going to put it on about medium.
Okay.
And we're going to cook today with ghee or clarified butter. It has a nice high smoke point.
And we also have a short video on how to make clarified butter at your home, so you don't have to always buy everything.
Yes. All right, so we're just heating the oil there until it's going to completely melted.
Nice.
And then we're just gonna add our mixture of cauliflower and onion. All right, so we're just gonna cook it easily, and then you can add some seasoning. I here have a seasoning blend, a seasoning salt blend, but you can use just salt and pepper. It's totally fine because you're usually gonna use the cauliflower to absorb whatever seasonings you're putting on it or whatever sauce or anything else.
It picks up those tastes really quickly.
It sure does. So this just gives it like a little bit of flavor.
That's
And as you can see, you're just gonna cook it here for 3 or 4 minutes until it kind of looks cooked through.
I love that.
It's so easy, and you have something very easy to use as a base for a lot of different dishes. So I love making like a cauliflower bowl and adding a protein and maybe some extra vegetables. Maybe putting, if you want kind of an Asian flavor, you can add the Bragg's liquid aminos.
So basically anything you would use rice for, you can now substitute your cauliflower rice. You can feel healthy eating it, and you know, you kind of feel light afterwards.
Absolutely, the texture is wonderful, and I promise you will enjoy it.
Thank you so much for being here. See you guys later.